We're live. Hey guys, Max back with Max Tries, and in this video, I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about the process I went through to take the React Native app that I wrote with AI and actually get it live in the iOS App Store. With AI, writing apps has never been easier. And you might be familiar with or have heard of React Native. And the really cool thing about that is that with certain tools, it can be wrapped and compiled so that it works on both the iOS and Android app stores. A single code base, but you can deploy it to these two different platforms, which has been a total game changer. So the key thing is writing that initial code base in React Native, and then we are able to use tools like Expo Dev. Setting this up is really simple. You need to do it in the terminal. One of the things I learned is don't be scared of working in the terminal. You can get Cloud Code there and a lot of these other really great tools. I'll come back to that, but having an account on Expo Dev is the thing that allowed us to wraps that code for those specific platforms. Specifically, it's an IPK and I don't actually know the other. I actually know the other one for Android, but the specific bundles for each of those two platforms, it creates them and then allows you to submit it to that app store. So I will come back to this. For the app store specifically, you do need to set up a developer account. It's $99 for the year. For Android at Google, it's $25 for the year, but that is needed in order to submit it to the app store. So I will come back to this screen. But so we have tools. We have Expo Dev for building and wrapping your React Native into the various platforms, and then developer accounts for iOS and or Android. Getting your app icon. So you do need an app icon in order to submit, and that's wrapped up into the bundle of the code. For me, I just worked with Claude, described what I want, what I envision, color scheme, things like that, and it generated an SVG image. SVG file. From there, I downloaded that and then went to SVG to PNG converter. I uploaded my SVG and it converted to a PNG, and I was able to download that, and then went to this website called makeappicon.com. And what it did is create many different files and sizes and types that satisfies all the app icons. From there, I was able to upload that into my code base and save it as my app icon files. All right, so we're gonna get back to Expo Dev. The really cool thing about Expo Dev is that once you have it set up and integrated into your terminal, you can provide your Apple developer credentials, and then it allows you to create builds directly from the terminal that allow you to test. So there's two main ways I found of testing. One is with a development build. So that's the first option, where you go to the App Store and you download their app. It's called Expo Go. And then once you have it downloaded, it will connect on Wi-Fi, and within your terminal, you can just start your dev server and say npx expo start, and that will create a development cycle where you will then access your app on your phone through the Expo Go app. It's super beneficial where changes are made immediately and you can test things. You can see logs, so if there's any errors, you can see exactly what it is. After I tested with Dev a little bit more and using the Expo Go app, I actually created a preview build. So directly from the terminal, I was just able to type in EAS iOS preview build. And what that did was create a preview build for my specific app. It generated a QR code just like this, and I was able to scan it, and it downloaded a unique app from my app onto my phone, where I was then able to do further testing. And then finally, once I did all my testing, I felt confident in it, I was able to create a development build directly from the terminal, where it had all the production things that are needed. To be honest, I don't really know exactly what's going on entirely behind the scenes. I just know it created a production build that once it was complete, I could then hit one more, I could then through the terminal submit to the App Store. So just to kind of show you here, this is the Expo Go. I could see all my different builds I was creating through the terminal, and then my last most recent terminal command was submit it to the App Store. So directly from the terminal, I created the build, the file that I needed, and submitted it to the App Store. And then so then that would upload to the App Store and is ready to be submitted, more or less. We still have a few more steps there. In terms of kind of filling out all the information, to get screenshots here, so I had used the preview build that I had on my phone, and then I used a really great website called appscreens.com. And it just does a really good job of generating all the different size screenshots you might need, and it has templates, and it's really simple to upload your screenshots, change some text, and get some really professional looking screenshots. So I used AppScreens for that. All of the promotional text, description, what's in this version, I just worked with Claude Code as kind of laying out what we've been working on and what makes sense from a marketing perspective. You will need a support URL. So for me, I didn't have a website stood up yet for this app. So I have a Notion that I use, and I create a public-facing page that has my privacy policy and support URL. So that worked, and then literally once you're in App Store Connect, you've submitted the build through Expo, you would come down to the build here and be like, there's a button that says, hey, add build, and then you can see your most recent version. It should increment the build number, and then you can just select it from there. And that's about it. I mean, for the first time, there's some other things that you will need to set up in terms of like app privacy, accessibility, ratings, and reviews. But once you do it the first time, the subsequent times are pretty seamless. And then finally, I've got one waiting for review right now, but you just hit submit, and it goes into Apple's queue for being submitted and reviewed. Usually reviewed within 24 hours, 36 hours, and they'll let you know if anything is wrong or needs updated, or if not, that it's passed and ready to be live in the App Store. So I went through a lot of different things right there, but my goal was just to show high level some of the many different steps in order to actually get the app live. If you have any specific questions, please feel free to reach out, and I will do my best to help you out. Thanks for watching. Bye. And if you're still watching at this point, go to App Store and download Create More. That is my app to help track the amount of time we're spending creating in this world where it's a lot of consumption and time scrolling on TikTok and Instagram. I'm really passionate about tracking the time that I'm actually spending creating and building. And so this app I built for myself, but I think you might enjoy it as well too. Thanks so much.